effect, swagger, and the Jedi's in sight. It's a comic book cocktail, shaken and stirred. We're the coolest cats in the whole nerd herd. Grab your badge and strike.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Godcast, where we guess the Connies.
I looked up and John got down a little bit even. Here we go. All right. And I was worried it wasn't going live, but now it is.
All right,
because y'all missed the conversation we had ahead of time about the conversation we had last time when we didn't go live. So, yeah.
I just realized how many things I have open. I was trying my hand at vibe coding for the last couple of hours, and it's really interesting. But I had a lot of different assets opened up, and it was slowing down my CPU. So that's the reason we had that little audio stutter there.
Let me put my glasses on so I can look even older as I intro today. As you see, have no cookie today, and we're joined, and I don't know which way it is on everybody else's screen, by our buddy John Kipp right there on my left, who often you might hear us talking to in chat and stuff. We've known John for a long time, and he's joining us today, A, just so we can talk, and B, he went to Planet Comic Con last week, which none of us went to this year.
Except for Jonathan.
Except for Jonathan, but
Well, and Rich went, so.
Yeah, Rich went, but Rich doesn't do the podcast or the WAGs anymore.
Just Jonathan, Rich, and, like 40,000 other people.
Yeah.
More than that,
yeah,
I swear.
Rich.
I
don't know what was it busy, because I watched video and the lines looked busy, but it didn't look quite assholes and elbows in the main hall like normal. Was it?
Well, I mean, actually it was. I unfortunately didn't get there late till Friday night. Caught the drag show that they had, which actually was pretty cool, pretty awesome. Actually, it's like not the first drag show I went to, considering the first one I went to was at our steampunk event.
Well,
at Emerald City?
The first one where you were an audience member and not a participant. I understand.
There you go.
Well, I got to be fabulous sometimes,
all the time.
I wasn't the only one behind the glass shoving in dollar bills. I know. Yeah.
but it was Saturday. They started the whole show with Shatner as the main panel. But the lines were so long, just for people trying to just get the wristband. They had to close down an entire road and had a queue line going in the road.
Saw some video of that, because I showed it to Christy too, because we were always performers or vendors. So I was like, I've never waited in the line, but I've looked at it, and the line looks longer this year than any other year I can remember. But then the video of the floor, it was about the same, sometimes a little lower, it seems.
I know that
but that could just be better organization.
I know that when Jessica and I went last year, it was even though we pre-ordered and everything, we were just waiting to get the cuff and get inside. Even then, that was a good 30 to 40 minute wait on that.
Well, heck,
we were there early.
When I first started taking Bean and he had to buy his own ticket, and I'd get my ticket, go right in, it would be 3 or 4 hours before I saw him. Just waiting, trying to go through the hassle and everything. And that's being a performer there. When he was, granted, he didn't have a performer pass, but I was still doing that and having little quick lanes and people that can drag you up and knowing who to talk to. And that still was hours of waiting in line.
Oh, yeah. So, but I had to say that, with us pre-ordering, and so we just had to come up and scan the QR code to get the bracelets, that really streamlined us getting in last year. Apparently, I don't know if that was also the case this year, but last year it was beneficial.
Well, see, there was the QR line, and then there's line people already had their wristbands, and the QR code was the one that was out on the street. And not only that, doesn't even people just trying to buy a ticket. That's just they already had their QR codes.
Holy crap!
So it was that busy. Matter of fact, a couple of crew members were like, number one, they hadn't seen it that busy. Some say it wasn't as busy, but I'm sorry to say, but Saturday was assholes elbows, like you said.
Yeah.
Um,
A to
then
B.
and then they did some changes. Now, I unfortunately I have now been officially diagnosed with arthritis in my left knee, and I have a small back issue too. So I was actually in a wheelchair, and they changed a lot of their ADA things this year. So I had to wait in the regular line to just get into like the main panels. Whereas they used to have an ADA area you could wait.
I'd heard
And
San Diego dropped a lot of theirs as well. I wonder if that's
and
just something happening more
I don't know.
with the
I'll
big
have to check
events.
into that. But I mean, I'm not trying to down
Oh no,
the
yeah,
you know what it is. I was just that the rule changes were different than last year. And of course, it's something you might have to get used to. But when Saturday was the Elijah Wood and Sean Ashton
yeah.
was the panel. Was one of the panels. I'm sorry, that was Sunday night. Sunday afternoon was that panel, and then they had the Supernatural panel right behind it with Jared Padalecki uh, and two other Supernatural people. I'll look it
Can't
up in a
remember who
minute
all
here.
was there from Supernatural.
I know it was Sam Smith that played the mom, and
Uh-huh.
Lucifer actor.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. I can't remember his
uh,
name.
I can't remember his name right now. I can look it up.
Yeah.
But both times, they had the regular line, and then by the time I got in, people had already taken up the ADA section. They had it also in the VIP section. Matter of fact, we had to tell some people they had to move. Sorry, you don't have somebody with a wheelchair with you, and I did have somebody go with me too. So it was crazy.
Well, so
So
people were trying to go into the ADA with freaking humans. I
right.
swear.
It's
I mean,
easy to get confused in those lines sometimes though. Like I've told you that one of my favorite line stories with John Gill, right? At Star Wars. It's John Gill that does the King for a lot of Ren fairs.
yeah.
He was at the Star Wars celebration, and he had dropped his wife and everybody off to have some lunch while they went and did stuff. So he's like, just stay here, don't move. I'm going to do a few things. We're going to come back, and we're going to go wait in line for this panel. And then so they go do their stuff. And when they come back, the hallway is just stacked. They can't get through. And they had to wedge their way through just to get up to try to figure out where his wife and everybody went. They get up to where his wife is, hallway's open. Apparently, everybody just saw them sitting there having lunch, assumed that they were sitting there waiting on the next panel, and started a line behind them. Hundreds of people behind them. And they got up there and they're like, yeah, we just got to like slyly get out of here, not say a word. But yeah, I've seen things like that happen. I mean, those lines can get crazy quick, even with people standing there directing them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Yeah.
the bad thing was though for the main, and especially with the Lord of the Ring, panel, I was surrounded by people. They were knocking into me, knocking into my knee. I had to like tell people like, come on, guys, just give me a little freaking space. It just was not great. But the
See,
panels were
so John,
awesome.
next time, Mad Max up your wheelchair, spikes and blades and shit off of it. People
I
will
have
walk.
seen
Cattle catcher
I
in the
have
front
seen
there.
Yep.
some excellent things that are being done with cattle prods right now, and canes. I mean, seriously, they have canes now that are taser
They have a
canes.
taser at the end.
And I mean, seriously, you can buy it right now on Amazon. They have taser canes, and
Put like
that's the
like
reason I can't have a
exterminate.
cane.
Go around.
Stephanie jumped in with our Lucifer actor. It looks like Tom Ellis, which doesn't ring a bell, but that's probably it. Yeah.
I can tell you in a
Oh.
minute. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. So yeah,
I was
it seemed like Planet Comic Con was really packed this year. But right before we came on, I was like, oh, I should really go over and see who all the guests were. My finger got tired of scrolling through all the frickin' guests they had.
They did good on guests. I've had a little hard time going through and watching some videos because I didn't go last week, and I thought I was just everything's good. Like I could have went, but it would have just been for fun or to work a booth or something. So I just wasn't sure if I wanted to go. And then I thought I had no fear of missing out until I started seeing things pop up
Yeah.
online, like pictures. And the worst one was having a conversation with a guy, and I won't say any names, but he's a Ghostbuster friend, and he went and met Ernie Hudson this week, which I thought was great. I'm like, I liked his picture and everything. And but apparently that means now that he is more how do I want to say it, more in touch with the world of Ghostbusters now that he's met Ernie Hudson than anybody else around him. And I was trying to be nice about it without doing like big dick things. Like, I've met Ernie Hudson quite a few times. I've interviewed him for, podcasts and stuff. I don't know, I could have went and met him, but it would just been another time of meeting him. And it's like, yeah, but I got a picture with him. And it's like, everybody did, it's, I don't,
If you paid it up,
like such a,
of course you
Yeah.
I want to go, we're all geeks. We've all gotten pictures with celebrities. We've all, like, this is a regular every weekend kind of thing. It's cool to talk about, and it's cool to like go, hey, I that's really cool you did that, and it's really cool you did that. But once you start getting that like I'm better than you attitude, because I think we've all met like fucking, I can guarantee we've all met somebody from Star Trek at some point, or
No.
we've all met somebody from Star Wars at some point. You
No.
haven't?
Oh, I mean, I got Shatner's signature once.
No.
Would say that I went
that's my
back and did
thing
that this
is
year.
I really, I don't know if something happened in my past that I'm blocking or what, but I really prescribe to the whole thing of don't meet your heroes.
I've had a
And
couple of those, yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm fully cognizant of the fact that they are just actors. All right, there's no reason for them to be put on pedestals, and just this sheer amount of people that, and I don't understand. I don't understand myself the whole, let me go ahead and pay you, my basically almost 2 days of my wages, 2 days of my life spent slaving away for the man. All right, so I can stand next to you, you can scribble on something, and I can get a little picture. No.
See, I like doing it because I'm a collector
No,
and
Mr.
stuff.
Griffith, no.
Unless it's Tom Waits, then we can talk.
Well, I was going to say there's some of those though. I was about to say Janine Garofalo show up at a fucking deli or something, and you see her, you would probably ask her to sign a napkin, wouldn't you?
No.
No, really?
No, I would. I would be embarrassed, and that's one of the things too. I just find that, especially. I mean, I understand if it's at a venue like like Planet Comic Con, where they're there for that and they're there to make money for that. And that's an understandable interaction. I don't understand the when they can't go out and just be a normal person and have something to eat without some Joe Schmo coming up going, you in the Mystery Men. Oh, I wanted to own that bowling ball. Yes, man. No.
In fairness, now you say it, and thinking back on it, I think when I see a celebrity in the wild, I am very respectful. I don't normally go up or but at con and stuff. But my deal, like what I like doing is like, granted I'm behind scenes more, but I like seeing them. I don't want to say like, we're taking a leak, but in an elevator or something, because half the time anymore, especially the bigger the con, like Planet, for example, Planet's set up great and they take care of their guests great there. But you don't get a lot of time to sit and talk with them. You don't get a lot of time to just be social.
No.
A good example, because John was at one of these cons with me when we met Spencer Wilding the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That convention was small enough we could all hang out, we could talk, we could, we get a little behind the scenes stuff. Oh, we got drunk. But then other cons, like these bigger ones, like when I saw Spencer there, I got to talk to him for maybe 10 minutes. We went back and forth a little bit, and I think I got 1 minute worth of interview with him, and we had to go because he had other shit to do, and there's lines and all that. So when I go to the big cons like Planet, unless it's somebody I rarely see, I don't get an autograph. I'll get like a comic book artist or something like Kevin Eastman or that kind of thing. But most of the time I'll get them at the small cons because I get more interaction,
Don't forget having dinner with Flash Gordon.
Perfect example there too.
That was fun.
We had dinner with Flash Gordon at ICT because it's a small one. I talked to him again at Planet, and he's like, I've got like 40 people that have asked, by the time I got to him. And so
And that time that we all went out and had pizza with a guy from Babylon 5, that was
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, Norm, I can say his name. And now you said that.
Yeah.
Damn it. Because I was just talking about hiring his wife for the last Anime Fest. Because his
Yeah,
wife
and,
does
but,
animatronic
I enjoyed spending time with him as him.
Jason Carter.
I didn't have the chutzpah to tell him to his face. Yeah, I've never really watched Babylon 5. Sorry, dude.
I did tell him that. I did tell him that. And I said, because he was also the voice of James Bond in GoldenEye. And I was like, lead with that,
nice.
man. Lead with that every time. That's just because I didn't watch much Babylon 5 because I was, back in those days, I was a Star Trek guy. And my buddy was a Babylon 5 guy. And my buddy was one of those buddies that you kind of like keep over here a little bit. And I was like, just because you like it, I don't like it. And I just never got into it. So
yeah, my thing is I never really had the TV to watch, we never really were a TV or a cable, kind of people. But now that streaming, all of a sudden I'm catching up with everything with streaming. So that's how I'm getting myself, which, dude, I finally watched the Ghostbusters Answering the Call movie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Damn it, I don't want to get too off our subject because I want to jump back on Planet, but what you think? What you think?
I
Any answers
think that it had the cardinal sin of not being funny. All right. I could understand if it was funny. I was waiting because everybody talked up Kate, was her name Kate McKinnon?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon.
Yep.
All right. I was all ready for her to be like this great. No, even her character sucked. None of it was funny. And I could have forgiven a lot if I would have actually guffawed at least once.
There were a couple good jokes. My problem is there weren't any really busting of ghosts. And the other problem I had was when it came out, that was the problem. Like, if you're a Ghostbuster fan, you're just getting into it now.
What was the problem? The sheer fact that they had the balls to make it.
No, when it came out, they were coming after Ghostbuster fans hard at that point, and telling them how bad they were for liking the original movie, and this isn't for you. That, like we were talking last week. So you don't have that now when you go in to watch it. So some people are like, "Why are you hating on the sexism part of it?" And it's like, the sexism part was more when it came out with all the interviews and stuff. It wasn't so much the movie; it was everything surrounding the movie.
Now also the Chris Hemsworth character. All right.
Yes.
Kevin, I think his name was, or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. The Chris Hemsworth character. You all had told me, oh, he was, he was a himbo. He was a male bimbo. No, he was retarded.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He was mentally retarded. And the simple fact that Kristen Wiig's character was freaking macking on, and seriously HR violation on this retarded individual.
Well, and you remember that's almost the part pissed me off the most, because that's the part they were bashing on the original Ghostbusters the most for, is that they were supposedly sexist toward Janine in the original one. And it's like, I didn't see it. Matter of fact, they ended up making her a damn Ghostbuster. I don't see what you guys are talking about, how it was sexist towards her. She was just a girl who was the secretary whose character progressed and built over the movies.
And as a matter of fact, in the first one, in the first one, no one treated her as anything but a secretary, despite her advances on Egon.
Yeah, that's a whole subject I could get into for an hour. But,
all right.
Real quick,
Megan said, I met Gene Roddenberry before the guest celebrity charge for autographs. Oh, that must have been nice.
See, that's one of the problems I have, because that wasn't that fucking long ago. People don't realize, like you go back 15 years ago, which, I don't know, the older you get, the less further back that seems, but like the idea of charging for a picture, I remember one of the first people I saw ever charge for a picture was Mayhew, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And
Peter Mayhew.
He had started charging $3 to get a picture with him. And I remember even standing there, me and Rich Cathy standing there going, Are you kidding me? They're starting to charge just to get a photo now. And that's Peter Mayhew. That's a iconic, and it did not take long to photographs. Like a picture now costs more than the autograph half the time. Setting up it just, so I have a hard time doing it. But if it's for something like a Ghostbuster collection or something very iconic to me, yeah, I'd do it. But
well, one of my questions is now, like they've got people. I remember when I was there at Planet Comic Con and other cons, they have people policing the lines and making sure people aren't surreptitiously taking photos with their cameras and stuff, like with their phones and stuff. What about now with all like the new Meta glasses and stuff like that? You can't tell when
You wouldn't know.
They do watch for some of that. I know. It's too bad Dustin's not on here. He's normally on here, and he's normally a line handler for Planet Comic Con with the celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Although this year he was over on Pet Stage, but
yeah,
I got
he
bad
did do
news
that this
for you.
year.
The camera on my phone, I can zoom in on a celebrity from across the freaking convention. All right.
Yeah, but it's a difference between getting a picture of, I saw this person. That's almost like a in the wild photo instead of a picture with them. And two, what I like now, I get this because I get behind the scenes some, but like a lot of my Ghostbuster pictures are from the event we did in California, because everybody, you could just walk up to people and go, "Hey, can I get a picture real quick?" And they would do it. So I kind of like that picture of like where you're just standing at a celebrity and they like got their arm around you and you're giving them one of those. I almost like that better than the traditional image that's become, that image you always see at the purchased ones at like Planet or all the big ones, San Diego and everything, New York. I always think of a piece of plexiglass now, because they had those plexiglass pieces between all the time. And those pictures anymore, they're great to have, but I don't know, it's not the same. It's like, look, I paid for this. When somebody shows it to me, that's all I hear. Look, I paid for this. Not I ran into this person, I got to have a conversation with this person or anything like that. But I paid for this picture. And it's not as good of a memory to me.
They didn't have that this year, so you don't have to worry.
They didn't. Well, they had the pictures this year. Was that what you're
but they
talking
didn't
about?
have the plexiglass anymore.
Oh yeah, they didn't have the plexiglass. And for
Speaking
most
of pictures,
of history, there was only a small portion that had that plexiglass. But now that's all I can see, because I saw it for so long. Because to me, when they had the plexiglass pictures, I was like, the only reason I get it now is to support that actor. And if they don't need the support, because those plexiglass pictures just seem so, it's like, oh, I can get a picture, pay the same price I was paying last year, but now there's a wall between us and I can't do a funny pose. I don't know. They should have dropped those down to half price or some bullshit.
But at the time, the simple fact that they were coming out in a pandemic, all right.
Yeah.
So there was a hazard charge on there, so that you're paying a hazard charge.
I get it. And I will say we were running cons during that time. We paid a couple hazard charges that the public didn't see. So it's not like some of those celebrities weren't getting those hazard charges anyway. So.
But I sent you some pics from the weekend, Ash.
I was gonna say, I was just looking at my phone while I'm sending you the link too, because apparently it shows me videos you sent me on my Facebook, but not videos you sent me on my phone, same account. So I can figure out what that is.
Did you send them to Facebook Messenger?
Actually, you know what? I sent him the little beard.
I bet those are the pictures I was talking about.
I meant to send him to you.
I'll see if I can fix that real quick.
I'll just forward them.
Yeah, just forward them to me.
All right. Sorry
okay,
about that.
Good.
And I shall bring them up, and we shall view them like a convention version of watching somebody's slideshow.
Oh yeah, see, I'm looking at them now. I want to comment on them, but it's not fair.
Where are we at?
I see a picture of you with Dennis, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, that was last week. And here we go. All right.
There's just like, the first picture was just funny.
Yeah, I saw the Spaceballs one.
Yeah. I'm
Was
surrounded
that
by
the one you're talking
assholes.
Yeah. And here you go.
I-
Yeah, see, it doesn't look so busy in that photo.
Yeah, there's a number of those. Oh,
correction.
here's the mask.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. That's coming up.
Now that's the panel I would have liked to been at. I would have really liked to been at that panel. This is Sean Austin and
Ashton.
my mind
Elijah.
just went- Elijah Wood, yeah.
I never
Yeah, I'm
realized how old Sean Ashton really is. He's as old
he
as
gotta
me. He's older
Yeah,
than me.
Yeah, he's got to be my age because he was in Goonies when I was that age watching Goonies.
Right.
Yeah, he's definitely in his 50s. I mean,
Which
come
I'll-
on, he was Two Flower in the Discworld movie.
Oh, was he? I didn't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I gotta throw a shout out to the wife too. She got me Goonies ramen bowls this weekend.
No,
So I got Goonies dishes now in there. So wait, which panel? Oh, the
This is
Supernatural
the
panel.
Supernatural.
Supernatural. I
That's
recognize him.
Jared Padalecki. That's the Lucifer is Mark Pellegrino, and then the mom is the actress and center. Her name, I guess, she goes by Sam Smith.
Yeah,
Samantha Smith. So,
I don't know her as well, I guess. But
and there's Shatner.
That's Shatner.
Oh my God.
the
He
Yeah, I've
got
seen
asked
Shatner.
only
I've
3
read it before.
questions, and he went on so many different.
Tangents.
He talked about the horses he trains now and takes to and runs his own horse show. And it was
Hey,
like the question was, well, you were like majorly like back when you were on Star Trek, you like challenged the norms, probably talking about the whole, kissing a hearse thing. And he didn't even answer the question. He just went, whoop. So I got these horses I'm training.
he is almost 100 years old. Whatever.
I have seen him at conventions since I was a kid. I mean, he's one of those people you see. Last time I saw him at Planet, it was kind of weird because they had the entire cast almost, like every nameable person from Next Generation. I think it was like
Nice.
about 12 people, we'll say. Except for they didn't have Picard. Instead, they had Shatner. So it was really weird because everybody that showed up with all their like next gen stuff to get signed by the whole cast. They got everybody but Picard, and then Shatner also happened to be there. But that was a cool year too, because the guy that played Q wasn't on the docket. He
John
heard it
Delancey.
was going on, and he just showed up and talked to Chris Jackson and said, "You mind if I just set up a table?" Chris, like, I get a free guest. Showed up, did panels, everything for free. It was really cool.
That's
So-
nice. All right.
Dennis
And that's
Butt,
Dennis
that is,
Butt.
That is
Yep,
a talented,
he's-
talented man there.
Yeah, he's super talented. He was promoting his. He's got it's kind of like a themed, almost like an escape room, but it's based like in a 90s like movie theater. Then just something goes wrong, and the popcorn starts talking to you like animatronic popcorn and stuff like that, and you have to go solve the mystery.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I'd love to see
All right.
that.
Yeah, it's across the street from the Legends Mall. There in Kansas
So he's already
City.
got it set up. It's up in Kansas
It's
City.
done. Yeah, it's open.
Oh well,
Yeah.
shoot! I'll be right up by Legends here in a couple months. I might go up there and check that out.
Yeah, that place is just
That's John
blowing up.
Robinson. I take
John
it?
Robinson. Yeah, I got to meet.
Sorry,
that's-
Daryl. What'd you
that's-
say?
Well, I just say Legends is just just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now who's this?
John's
gentleman?
looking a little.
That's John
hippie-dippy.
Robinson. He used to run the Smallville.
Oh
but
yeah.
but
You- you
he brings
like
up his
Batman
Star Wars, like he had the Jabba the Hutt platform.
He had a
Oh
Rancor
yeah.
there this year, didn't he?
He had the Rancor hand coming out of the grill, and I talked to him about it. He did that in a week. Unfortunately,
believe
I didn't get a picture of it. I'm a bad photographer,
I
So,
saw
I
pictures
should-
of it online, but
but
John also took he took a limo once that he just had sitting at the house, and
turned it
his
into a
wife kept telling me
Batmobile.
something with it, so he turned it into the Batmobile from the animated series. So it's like a 30-foot long Batmobile. He had to put
Hmm.
special linkage in it so that you no longer have the steering wheel at the front, but you're now sitting at the back of the limo steering. So the steering rod was like, I don't know, 15 feet long, probably.
Wow.
It was guy. Well, he made a dragon every bit as big as my dragon out here, the animatronic I got. Only it's all foam, and you can walk into the belly like it's a room. It's huge. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
super talented creators.
So,
and
what was the
makers.
best cosplay you think you saw out there this week or last week?
Um,
Or your favorite cosplay, I should say.
there was a guy who was dressed as the Mirror Universe Spock, and I'm
Nice.
like
Okay.
beard and everything. And I actually do have a picture of that, so let me get that
Now-
set up, sent over.
Are you, because I know that the last year that we went up, the Star Trek presence was, I wouldn't even use the term laughable. It was very, I mean, the people for the local Star Trek fan club there had apparently there was some schisming that was happening. They didn't, I mean, you had the Star Wars setup. That Star Wars setup was so awesome. And then you got to the Star Trek guys, and it was like one guy dressed as a Klingon, and you could take a picture next to him, and that was it. It was very, very sad. And
it fluctuates up there, though. Sometimes, like the G.I. Joe guys will have a huge presence, and sometimes they have like a table area. Same thing with the Ghostbuster guys. From like one year, we even had 2 different Ghostbuster areas going on. So it just depends on the year, I think, too. I missed a couple things. Oh, Berto, damn it, I got to get a hold of you. I was talking to you. I got a festival who wants you to come out with us. And Kelly,
yes,
hey,
that
Kelly,
is
what's
a
up?
very cool Spock, mirror Spock.
That
That is
is.
very nice.
It's good. I kept seeing that Aya Sauron walking around. I thought that was a pretty cute little one. See, Dustin
And,
said I need to start and finish the Star Wars Land Speeder before the anniversary next year. You know how many projects I say I need to get that done by the time the movie comes out or by this con, and then or sometimes I'll even get it done by a con, and then you take it and it's like, oh, it's too much of a hassle. I don't even want to pull it out of the car, that kind of shit. But
just leave it up to the studios. They'll run it into the ground before the anniversary shows up, and then everybody will be pissed off at it anyways. Kind of like they did with Star Trek.
I was going to say on the Shatner, when you were showing the Shatner there, I started mentioning over the years, I've watched him, like we used to go to TrekCon all the time, and I'd see him there, and then we've seen him. I mean, he was just around everywhere because he's been in it longer than most people. And I've watched his speeches and his desire change over time. And when you mentioned the horse thing, we used to have this guy, you might remember him, Whip Boy, that used to do some of the festivals we had. And Whip Boy worked for Shatner on a regular. I think he did like 2 shows a year for him. And we were like, oh, we really want to get in there and get some of that done. And that was the deal, was he invited us to come do a horse show, but we have to know about horses. Were you with us when that happened, Daryl?
No. I mean, I remember him. I remember Whip Boy, doing stuff with Shatner, but I don't remember a possibility to meet Shatner.
Yeah.
Besides, what do I know about horses? Which part makes the best glue? Come on. And
Jello.
Little Beard dropped out again.
Oh, no.
No! Is he going to pop back in? Oh, the drum roll!
Loading.
The drum roll!
He's loading.
Motherfucker.
Oh, we hear you. We hear you.
I'm going to reload it real quick. You guys have a real conversation. Hang on.
Well, so I guess now should be a good time. I actually did a 3D print, and I took it, and that was actually one of the good things about I showed it to Dennis Butt and John Robinson, my 3D printed helmet I designed and tailored to fit me. So this is it real quick.
Very good.
Jumped right on that. All right.
Really good. I gotta figure out what to do with this extra track that's here.
Okay, I don't know what all you said already, John, but I got a couple questions now.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Is that all printed in 2 colors, or do you paint that?
It's 2 colors. I have a Snapmaker U1. It's a 4 color, but I was going to do it in 4 colors, but it takes slightly longer. So I just did 2. But if you can see, then the way it is designed, this is gold silk.
You're Snapmaker. You're saying, oh, it would take it longer if I did it in 4 colors. You got that Snapmaker. Shut up. You don't know what long is. You don't know.
That's what I keep telling Gabe. Now he's bought all these new printers and shit, and it's like, oh man, that's awful cute. I feel like I'm driving a Flintstones car over here sometimes.
Well, if you
But,
want to see a 4-color, here I've done
well-
this design.
Oh, are you
that
trying
looks
out
cool.
Q Forges yet?
Yep, that's Huforge right there.
Yep.
Well, real quick on that helmet, the two other questions I had, the straps on there, was that part of the design or did you add those on?
I had to add them on because originally, if you can see, there are magnets that was
Yeah.
holding it together, but they weren't obviously not strong enough. So this just added some extra security to keep it on when I finally
I thought
have
the
it
strap
on.
looks cool.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it does. I gave it a little extra. The straps I actually like salvaged off of a kind of you can't see it up there, but there's like I had a Predator mask I wore a couple of years, a long time back.
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember me having it, Little Beards.
I remember you having a Predator thing, but I couldn't pick it out of a lineup right now.
It's somewhere back in time. So, but the mask had been sitting around, so I just cobbled them off of that, and then I just drilled and nut and bolts right there, and it
So what
worked just
about
fine.
sizing the helmet? What'd you do to size it?
That
That's something I struggle with.
I hold on 2 seconds.
Yeah. No, you're good. While you're grabbing that, I'll finish my little Shatner thing on the horses. Daryl, was just that at that time I told all the guys, and I remember everybody decided, well, yeah, I know a lot about horses, and I realized nobody did, so we just didn't do it.
Yeah.
These are called Cosplay calipers. You can download those, and you just like measure your thing. And I sent both of you a link. If
I'll have to look.
it'll say refmaker refmaker.app.
Yeah.
It's if you once you get these dimensions, the height length, you plug that into that helmet, and you can make your own mannequin head, and then you can import your design into it, and then you can size it. It lets you like
What-
change the percentage on the sizing.
What
and
slice
then
are you? What slice are you using on that?
I use Snapmaker has got their version of Orca, Snap
Yeah.
Orca. So I actually have been using that one, but Orca is
Or
basically
Snorka if you're cool.
Snorka. Yeah.
I just fully
No.
switched over to Orca this week. I'd still been using the Creality mostly, and this week, because I ordered in a whole bunch of Pet G, and I'm working on my machine, so I was just like, I'm just going to go to Orca fully and see if I can't make everything work on that. So I'm
Yep.
toying with shit and learning it.
I'm still working on trying to get supports to cleanly come off. That's my
That is always the thing. I mean, one of the
that's
great things about having a multi-head printer like yours is if you wanted to, use like Pet G.
Oh,
Like if you, let's say you're printing in PLA, if you wanted to use
Yep.
Pet G as your transition layer, Jonathan,
Mhm.
then that would be
Yes.
very easy for you, and that would come off relatively easy.
Yeah, I've
that's
been
what
looking
Gabe was
into that.
saying is
I just got to
the better part of having a multicolor is you can do stuff like that, like put the Pet G in that little layer.
Well,
and then this is, if you can see, this is white, silver, black, and red.
No, it's very nice.
And
That does look
if you
cool.
you can see, kind of gives
I
it
can
like
see
a
the
little
shimmer a bit.
emboss design, but and even like the wheel hubs and everything. So that's what I love. Actually, I love the fact that I got that Q4. And it actually was part of the stretch goal, because I got it off of
Kickstarter.
and because it reached a stretch goal for Snapmaker, they gave you a coupon to get HueForge for free.
Yeah,
Well,
I've been using
personal use.
HueForge now for 3 years, 2-3 years. And what I really like about HueForge is that once you have that license, that you no longer have to purchase any upgrades. I mean, every new version that comes out, everything, you just go back to your download code and use it, and you get it, so you don't have to pay for it again. I mean, I started off, it's probably been like 5-6 different versions of it over time that I have gotten, and it's all gone off of my initial purchase code. And I'm very happy about that. I could not suggest Hue Forge more to people.
Gabe keeps trying to get me to. I got to get nicer machines. That's my thing. I need to upgrade to some nicer machines.
You can do you can do Hue Forges with your printer.
Oh, I know. I told Gabe that I've done one. I did Vigo from Ghostbusters 2, this wrap kind of thing. And Gabe's like, "Oh, you can't do it on there." I was like, "Oh, you can. It's just you got to be sure to do it right, because like I did mine wrong. I accidentally put an infill on it."
No.
And, yeah. So it shines light through it, and all you see is crosshatch behind there. You know, so I'm gonna have to paint it, and it's just it was a waste of a print. But you know, I'm also at that point now where I used to save every little scrap so I could recycle it and shit, and now I'm like, wasted print, throw it away. If I can, just move on and be productive and that kind of thing. I guess we're showing 3D prints off. I'll show you the 2 I finished today, or 1.5 I finished today. So I finished this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's just
that's cool
deal, and then you can't really see on the camera, but all the Boba Fett colors with the little stripes from the helmet and stuff on there. And this was off of a Xenomorph kit that I was doing, so I just printed one for this too, and that was it. It's just a simple one. It's a very much like the because I'm also working on the Deathclaw skull too, but and then I did
the way.
Captain Britain.
That's cool.
And that was it.
For the most part, my printer has been sedentary. But the only thing that I've done here recently is because I wanted to have a benchtop power supply, that I can dial in the different voltages for the stuff that I'm doing. So I downloaded some files and mixed some stuff together. So now for the big price of a $9 thing off of AliExpress, I have my own benchtop power supply that I can either do plugged in, or I can run it off of these power bricks, and it just turns on, and I can just go ahead and hook it up, and I can dial in everything from 20 volts all the way down to half a volt, and whatever amperage I want, I can just dial it all in, do as I want.
Now I can think of 1 or 2 things that would help with, but like when you're using your soldering iron or something like that to be able to adjust heat, what's your purpose for that?
Well, my purpose for that is like here. All right, let me show you. Turn that back on. When I'm working on models and trying to, and I don't have everything completely set up, and I just okay, I need to make sure these LEDs are working. I need to make sure that the chip is talking correctly and stuff like that. Instead of having to have the entire power setup all done, I can just go ahead and hook this directly in, dial in the voltage I want, and then I know everything that's going on. And even this little bitty 2500 scale one, this one, it uses 3-volt lights in it, and instead of trying to use my 5-volt power supply and then using a whole bunch of resistors and bringing it down and all the stuff like that, I just dial this bad boy in for 3 volts, and 3 volts and half an amp, and it's all good to go.
That's cool.
I'm gonna have to throw an apology out. I was on the wrong chat when I came back into chat, or back into the thing. I was not watching chat. So hi, Bobby. Thanks on the Scooby. He is still sitting just right here to my right. I've got a beautiful spot for him up in my studio, and 2 weeks ago I got him done, and he has sat here, and I haven't moved him yet because I've moved on to other projects. But yeah, and then and I should have brought my Sword of Omens. I did a Thundercat Sword of Omens too, the whole sword. Damn it!
I wanted to see once you got that clear resin on the Thundercat symbol.
The resin on the Thundercat symbol looks great. I have not done it on Scooby yet, but I have to paint it is the problem, and then I'm going to just put a coat of resin over it. Kelly said that that was going to be my geekgasm, which I can get into here in a minute, but. John, you talk about all the deals you got at the auction. Oh, look, my wife heard me. Look at Goonies Bowl. because my wife's awesome. She got me a couple
Speaking
of
of
them.
Sean Ashton.
And I don't have the Thundercat symbol on it right now, the resin one, because that's the last thing to go in.
All right.
But that's the Sword of Omens, and I went with the full bob. You know,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
so the short sword.
You don't want it to look like it's cold.
Yeah, but the problem with that is I've dropped it 3 times and broke it. I did a steel rod down the middle, so I'll check that. Oh, Kelly got a small box of plastic box with brass nozzles for 3D printer. I would be interested for sure. You guys missed it. I showed up to this auction because I didn't go to Planet, and I was like, I got to do something. I got to get out, get some. I got a whole bunch done, and I thought I'd stop by this auction. I walk in, there's Kelly. I go up to him, he goes, John, 5 minutes. You're 5 minutes late, or whatever it was. And I was like, what? And he goes, dude, just bought all that 3D printer stuff. They were selling just an old Ender was there. It sold for $50. But I look over, and in the bin, like one guy he bought, I think it was 7 rolls of Pet G for like $35, a brand new. Then 3 rolls of 5K PLA. So they were these huge rolls like this size. I mean, they were the size of a rim of a tire, and just completely full, 5K on each one of them. I think he paid $70 for all of it, including the stand to hold it. The box, it was a special box. It holds 3 rolls. It has all the packets in the bottom and stuff, so it doesn't go bad. And dude probably bought, I would say, I bet he got about $400 worth of shit for like $100, $400 or $500 worth of this. It was just such a good deal. And I was like, 5 minutes. But on the upside, I got a brand new, still in the package soundboard for the Wags for like $50. I got a whole bunch of stuff, but just for geek shit, I got so many cool things, and full trailer load full of shit I had to bring back. So it was a good deal.
Now,
Hi, Jake.
keep in mind, so you don't feel so bad about it. Yeah, you missed it by 5 minutes, but that means that you and that guy were not bidding against each other. It would not have been $100. It would have been like $250 by the time you guys got done. So
It might have been because it was the auctioneer that bought it too. Kelly said not many people were bidding on it, but I talked to him afterwards, and he's a fairly serious 3D printer. So it probably would have kept going. Oh, Christy brought me in those resin.
Because it's usually considered bad form if the auctioneer is, bidding on stuff when other people are trying to bid on it. Are we losing you?
Oh, the way they got it set up is they'll have like 4 auctioneers there. So if an auctioneer is going to bid, they recuse themselves from that section, stand back, and they'll even tell people I'm going to bid on something here. So they just pull out if that's the case. Mike wants to know how much everything costs to make that variable power supply. Milwaukee makes one for their batteries.
Well, and keep in mind, Mike, this one, I just went online to for the housing and for the adapter on the bottom. I just went on to Thingiverse and got a Hart battery adapter holder. You can get ones for Milwaukee, so that's neither here nor there. The variable, it's called a buck boost converter is what this part is in here, and that cost me $9. And everything else was just stuff I had laying around. I already had the switches. I already had the barrel jacks and stuff like that. So literally it was $9 plus, maybe total everything in was like another $3. So maybe $12, $13. And the great thing is because, if how you go ahead and get yourself into a battery ecosphere. If you're Milwaukee, you buy all Milwaukee stuff and Ryobi or whatever. I've got the Hart batteries because they've worked really good for me. And so now I can use this. I've got like 4 or 5 different batteries that will work with this. And these things will work for hours and hours with the draw that I'm running on them. So it's a great little benchtop power supply. And I'm very proud of it. Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it. Kelly says, funny thing is in boxes, I've got indoor control panel plus a glass plate for the printer. First, I'll say I'd be interested in looking next time I see it. But boy, the guy bought that printer is going to be pissed off. because that
Well,
means
not
he didn't
necessarily.
get.
The glass plate. I had a glass plate for my Ender 3 V1, and it was
Mhm.
good back then for it because the beds, the print plates that they had back then were ass. Nowadays, these print plates are just
Oh,
amazing.
Gabe,
And
Gabe got holographic print plate this
yeah,
week, and he's been printing magic boxes for all his buddies.
hmm
And so he'll print it so that the top part is on the holographic.
yep.
So he doesn't even paint or anything. He gives it to him, and they're just holographic,
I've,
sparkly. It
I've
looks so cool.
I've got a holographic plate back there for one of my printers, but they make ones that, and because you have the holographic ones, there's a level that's above that, and I forget exactly what it is. There's this one guy out there. It's like 3D Kazan, I think is the name he goes by. His the thing that he concentrates on is 3D fabric, printing fabric and stuff like that, and he sells this type of plate that makes the holographic plates look like they're not even trying. And those things, reflection and refraction on those is just amazing. I've wanted to purchase one of those, but I really cannot justify spending the money just because it's pretty.
Gabe keeps trying to talk me into getting a plate that has like a logo for me on the bottom, so I can. I was like, man, then I got to reorient my deals all the time. I can only use them on certain ones, and that's a lot of money. Like put a logo on it, so if I sold something, it would be on the bottom.
Well, if only we knew somebody who had a laser engraver, because that's all it takes is just laser engraving onto a plate, and then
Well,
that will transfer up.
when John was showing that Hue Forge stuff, I was just sitting here thinking, good thing I had him on now because I'm going to hate him here in a couple of weeks. 6 months ago, he's asking us about 3D printers. Now he's got shit that's way better than anything I can do.
Oh, that's not
But
true.
it's good to see. Actually, I'm just kidding. It is really good to see. I always love it when people get into it, and even like Gabe and shit. Then I can, because now, John, what you've done is you set yourself up for when I get my 4-color printer and shit. I can call you and go, okay, it's doing this thing. How do I fix? Yeah, laugh. Ask Daryl how annoying that shit is. So.
Well, yeah, yours is more along the lines of, okay, great, we're done doing wine. Now come inside and take a look at what's going on here.
Yeah, because
but I'm not making Scooby Doo's and things that you've got going on.
You got to remember,
I just got my one printer.
Color filament too, though. So it's
well, you got the paint skills. I don't, so I have to make up for it.
I still do a lot of conversions, even like.
I mean, this is going to take a lot of weathering to kind of make it look all battle damage stuff. Now, I didn't know if you guys see that this. I tore apart a pair of sunglasses, and then I found stuff that's called UV putty, UV resin putty, and that's how I got them sitting in there.
I was going to ask that earlier because I know, like back when we
you can see the globs in there.
For the crab, we had to design. We used the Darth Vader lenses out of a Darth Vader helmet, but we almost had to design the mask around the lenses because that's the one part we had to buy. Everything else we could manufacture.
And now that I've got that vacuum former, we can make the lenses all that we want. Hey, and Mike, I went ahead and into the chat, I posted the link to the YouTube video of the guy that I watch. He's a really weird Eastern European guy who just buys stuff off of AliExpress. I'm infatuated with this stuff. He just all the time. Look, this is a great thing I got off AliExpress. You get for $3. There's look what they can do, and he's just hilarious. But he's the one who did that initial desktop power supply, and that's video has the links to the files for the enclosure, and it also shows the wiring diagram and stuff like that he used, and also the AliExpress unit. So that's in the chat.
Just hook that into a costume too. Like you can light
Oh,
up
yeah.
all your costume.
Dude,
Yeah.
you should literally, go and
That's not a bad idea.
and start watching this guy's channel on YouTube. What does he go by? He goes by HackTuber, and this guy he's finding some very interesting stuff, and a lot of things that you can pick up that if you're going to be doing projects. All right, these are the bits and bobs and pieces that you want. These are the control boards. These are the tiny little LCD screens that only cost like a couple bucks, but they're full LCD screens that will do stuff. I mean, this got some really great links to some stuff in there.
Kelly, you mentioned the dinosaur. My plan, I was painting on that this week. My plan is, because like if I sit down and paint something like this one, this I could paint in about an hour and a half. That dinosaur is so tedious, and it's I don't know, like 60 some pieces. I mean, when you get it, it's one piece, but it's all these pieces, and everything has to be painted. So my plan is by June 5th, I will be completely done with it, because I've got these two big He-Man things in my dining room sitting there, and they have to be. I got He-Man all the way done, but some flesh tones, and then the dinosaur, I got to paint all the pieces separately and then put them together.
He's being
But, man,
meticulous on the He-Man.
Actually,
he's gonna make sure the nipples are just right.
I don't even want to get too pervy with that. I've seen so many other cool. The problem with that is now that I've bought these He-Man prints, so I get sent prints from a lot of the deals I go to, and now I get all these prints. It's like, that looks cool, but I don't really do He-Man. But man, it's like, oh, I'd love to paint that kit. That looks so neat. I see a lot of Turtles ones, but I've already got fucking 20 kits printed up there of Turtles that I haven't even got to paint yet.
I found a really cool turtle bust that probably sit about that big once I get it printed.
Oh,
I'll just have
see,
to. I need to talk to you about how to. I don't do all the paint, and I really need extra skill.
I was going to suggest, if you want to get together sometime, of course, I'm saying this right as Ren Fair season is kicking in,
Yeah.
like a
I was gonna
dumbass.
say,
But
right. I have call on your time before anybody else because we got to bottle that freaking wine, dude.
yeah, we need to do that this weekend. I thought you were coming down last weekend actually, but
Hey, you told me you were going to a thing.
I was either going to St. Louis or Planet, and I was hoping to go down to Jake's engagement party. So I canceled Planet to go to Jake's engagement party, and then I couldn't make it work. I just couldn't. I tried other stuff going on, and then at that point it was like, fuck it. And honestly, I was struggling in my head a little. I had a little that fear of missing out shit, because it was like, oh, like everybody I know is going to be at Planet this weekend. Normally I'm up there doing something. I got all this, and I just felt like, oh, I got to do something productive, which luckily I did. So that, and also, if you remember last week, I talked about the tent situation with my tent room back there.
Oh yeah,
I had to spend time on that too, and that was, I'm still kind of dealing with it. But the whole room I cleaned out. I went through every tent, every stake, every rope, it was a big chore, and I got all but one of my tents saved. But one tent is probably
the stinky one, huh?
It's there. The problem is there's just enough stain on either side, because how it worked is the way I had it rolled. When it stained, the easiest way to say it, it just left a big stripe on both the right side and the left side of the tent, so it looks like one big stripe of just possum vomit all the way down. And on a white tent, there's not much you can do. So I'm not sure. I'm letting some stuff sit on it now, but I think it's a 10-foot by 20-foot tent canvas that's just going to have to go. I mean, it still works.
You could get and drop it into something and stain the crap out of it.
Thought about that. Thought about trying to stain it or sew some flags on it, and I don't know. But I pulled out my old orange tent that I used to have, the orange and tan one when I was selling leather all the time. If you remember that one, I pulled that out, and I hadn't used it in so long. Half the stitching was just. That was another probably $500 tent that is trash now, but it's what you get for not using them. And I'm using mostly pop-ups now, so. But
we're old and lazy.
See, we could all do a paint day up at the Borough. My problem is I'd want to bring all my paints because like my dining room table right now is just full of probably. I bet you there's
Get you
150
like a
paint
medicine
bottles.
bag.
Dude, if
Print
you
up a
want-
box. Print up
If
a
you
big
want,
box.
I had contributed to a Kickstarter for this one that was all about being able to print your own portable, paint station and hobby station that you could take with you in places. I mean, and it's a big and all different exteriors that you can put on it, modular, the whole thing. You could, fit all. If you want, I can, link you those files, and you can start
might be
making your own
interesting.
portable setup.
I've got a portable setup over here now. It's like 3 different bins, because I mainly just wanted it from going from here to the dining room. But
you can install wheels on it and everything to
wow.
take it places. Yeah, it's got things. So when you open it up and stuff, one of the options you can put into it is like a whole light bar and extraction system and all the stuff like that. You can install all these different things. It's but the only problem with it is a filament hog.
That's my worry with and John might even be interested in some of these, but with the paint towers you sent me for here, like the 40K, where you can do
like
slots and all
over
that.
here.
Right. So I was going to start printing me up one to the point where I went ahead and took the other one you gave me, the plain one, and Gabe's got that now. Gabe's using it all the time. Talks about how great it is. I still have yet to print mine because I look at how much filament it's going to take.
Yeah.
And
especially the drawers and bins, that's what takes up the most filament. And then you'll also want the magnets because it's held together a lot with magnets for the different sizes. But let me tell you, man, I love it. It's great.
My problem is I just don't have quite the desk space I want, because when I open up desk space, I go, ooh, I could put some 3D prints I printed there for display, and then.
Well, and see, that's the great thing is with this, on the top, because you do the whole thing, and then on the top of it, you can have a tiered thing going on top, so you can actually have your 3D prints, your miniatures and figures going up in a tiered display kind of thing. So that would be really cool.
It would be. It would. I don't know. See, I'm running.
We're going to be trying to be an enabler here. No, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
And see, John, and anybody
He's
else
your dealer.
listening, this is the addiction of this hobby. Sometimes, 2 of the 3 things I showed you, or I guess I showed you 4 things in here. 2 of these I just printed because they look like they'd be fun to paint, like that. The 2 skulls there, the Deathclaw and the Boba Fett.
Yeah,
these look fun to paint, so I printed them. I have no use for them. I have no place for them. I definitely am not keeping them here. They're going to be gifts to somebody, or I'm going to sell them or something. But I'm getting to that point now where it just looks cool. I want to do it. I got other stuff I want to do for me, but it's like I'm doing a full size Nightcrawler from the chest up in my studio.
Wow.
And it's like I should work on that, but I want to do. Oh God, you guys! I gotta. Maybe next one of the podcasts coming up, I'll show you this guy Gabe's been following, because Gabe does all the working out gym stuff, and so he found this gym that does 3D printing at the gym. Have you guys seen that?
No, I haven't. What's this about?
No? Okay. So this guy does, and I'm going to say life size. Some of them are larger than life size. Some of them are slightly smaller, but they're still. But he does comic book characters for his gym. So like he does. And I mean, he's got tons of them. I'd say he's got probably 150 life-size, like, comic book characters all throughout his gym. Like, some of them are a little off, like the one's a hallway with the X-Men. So Nightcrawler, for example, it's the puff of smoke and his chest, and he's coming out, so it's only his arms, his head, and up to here, not the whole body. But that's because he's got so many. But then, like, he's got a life-size Hulk that's, 12 foot tall. He's got a life-size Hercules from Marvel Comics, but that Hercules is only like 5.5 feet tall. So it's not,
only
he's like
7 5.5 feet tall.
Yeah, so. I know. And he's got a print for him going, but they're all, standard size beds and shit. And he just prints it all day at work and paints them up. It's it's a beautiful gym. I'll have to get the link and stuff. I'm actually more impressed with him than I am that 40K girl I've been bragging about. But yeah. So I saw that and I go, I'm gonna do that Nightcrawler upstairs because I've got in my studio upstairs it peaks like it's an old attic. So I can't hang stuff on all the walls, but something like that could hang out on a curved wall and it would just look like he's coming in through the ceiling. And that's my plan.
That's cool.
So
That is
I
cool.
plan. Who knows? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes I get a life-size Scooby. Sometimes I also planned on having a whole wall of Iron Man helmets, and I've gotten one. So we'll see.
Let me see here. Omni. I'm
So-
looking here for the thing.
Geekgasms, maybe?
Omni 5.
Sorry, I wasn't sure where Daryl was going there. Yeah, my Geekgasm was the auction, I'll have to say, because I really got a lot of good stuff. Not just gaming stuff, but I got so much cool shit for wags on the road and stuff. It got me excited for the season for sure. That and the wags got invited to a podcast in the UK. Of course, we wouldn't be going to the UK.
Well, yeah.
They got
That
a
would
hold
be
of us.
interesting if you did get to go to the UK.
Oh, that'd be cool. Now that
Yeah.
their parent company's out of New York or something, but they I guess they saw us online and the fan following, and so they looked us up and they said, "Oh, they do music too, and this is a musical podcast." Yeah, I know. You guys,
Are you sure they're not mixing you up with another group
Yes.
of pirates that happen to sing a lot?
John? You sound exactly like my wife did when I was reading the email. She goes, they're talking about a different group of scallywags, right? I think they were talking about us, but they were under the impression, like a lot of people are, oh, you're Ren Fair Pirates. You're like all the others, so you sing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and I had to email back, go, hey, we do like some parody songs and some dirty shit, but we were just mostly known for sketch stuff. And went in a little more detail and said, we'll still come to the podcast if you guys are wanting, blah, blah, blah. And but I want to make sure that we are all on the same page here. So
yeah.
that's where that's sitting. I mean, the invite's sitting there. Supposedly it's going to happen, but I'm being honest with him, giving him a chance to see that we're not fucking rock stars, So
I almost forgot. Well, first off, my Geekgasm, I watched the Artemis 2 rocket go
Launch?
off today. Launch today.
yes, we were going to talk
online.
about that in Firefly. I forgot. Yeah.
And then I actually forgot. I actually did print up. This is the 4-color.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that looks
Design.
cool.
So,
Don't move it
but
so
that-
fast. Show me the front. Oh, that's cool. So jealous of those printers.
They are.
See,
I mean,
imagine that
those
shit.
multi-head printers are really, really nice.
I still get dumbfounded, and I know I sound like the old
The
man
funny
in the
thing is,
room.
this is actually the
But-
orientation that I made it in. So, but it only goes up like this. But if you do it like this, it fits fine. And it,
Oh.
it looks the same either way. You
Yeah,
know?
you had me
It's
fooled.
reversible. So, but,
But
yeah,
just
this
the
is
idea-
John, you feel like the old man in the room.
Yeah, well, just even, and John will probably even get this, but back when we were kids, we're all trying to make fucking costumes, 40K helmets, whatever. And then when we all started doing cosplay and shit, you never did that?
No,
I know,
it's
like,
chasing
even-
women.
John
cardboard.
and I'd have these talks back in the day when cosplay was just getting big, and so we're all making shit out of leather, out of whatever we can, and now we live in a world where I can just go, oh, that looks great. Push a button. I know it's not that easy, but it's like now I go, oh, not only could I have a Iron Man costume, I could have a full Iron Man costume where the helmet pops up and the fucking, and it looks good. Just the top guys, shit, my mind just went. The Iron Bots, from Topeka,
Yeah, they were there this weekend too.
great example. When they started doing this, they got real big with their Iron Man outfits, and it was all Bondo and shit. And their Iron Man outfits were like 6.5, 7 foot tall because they just had to be. And now I can go for free and download a file of a full Iron Man outfit that is going to be just normal size, and somebody's already done the work for me. These guys spent years running all that stuff, making all that shit. And now it looks obsolete compared to something that I can do in my dining room.
Oh yeah.
It's neat, but it also just seems a little unfair in a way. But I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it.
Well, but it's the progress. I mean, that's the whole thing is we stand on the shoulders of giants, all right? And the people before us had to learn how to paint and mix colors and draw and sketch, and so you can point your phone at something and take a picture.
Yeah. I just think of it wasn't a couple of years before this that I was out there trying to make this shit out of leather.
Mm-hmm.
And then cosplay came and said, oh, it's okay to make it out of foam and hot glue for a 10th of the price and a 10th of the time. And then now it's okay to push a button and make it. It takes a little of that art out of it. And I think that's why sometimes I still get the stubborn old man thing. It's like, I'll just paint my thing and, but
Well,
I get so jealous looking at the quality that's coming out of that stuff. It just looks so good.
For the longest time, one of the barriers of entry was the cost of getting the equipment to do these things. I mean, when these 3D printers first came out, what is it, Ultimaker? Whoever it was that was first, made them big, with MakerBot. Yeah, that was it, MakerBot. Yeah. They were horrible. They were wooden cases and put together with little bitty build areas. There was no heated bed, no nothing, and they probably cost more than my big printer costs right now. And
yeah,
but I mean, it's like I've always wanted to have an egg bot. Have you ever seen an egg bot?
Huh.
Eggbot was one of those transitionary like little things, but basically what it is it is a CNC pin plotter, all right, that's designed for round and oval stuff. So you can put like a hard-boiled egg in there, or a billiard ball, or a light bulb, or something like that, and you go into LightScribe or whatever, and you have your design, and it will sit there and rotate the egg or the ball or stuff like that, and drop a Sharpie up and down, and you can draw on it. So some amazing Easter eggs are made. I mean, with like herringbone, patterns on them, or full on Scottish tartans and stuff like that. Just some amazing, Easter eggs that you can make with it. And the thing is that because it was so niche, that even now, years later, where theoretically, if you look at the progression of 3D printers and what they can do and how cheap they are now, a comparable 3D printer to what was available 6-7 years ago, you would only pay like $20 on Temu for, if even. All right. But those egg bots, man, they're still $150, $200 a pop because it's such a niche thing. And it's that barrier of entry. And that's the reason that my Easter eggs will still just be dipped in the vinegar stuff like old school and not drawn on, because I ain't paying that much for an egg bot.
Take a clear crown, and that way,
damn straight. Just like my dice back in the day. We're going to use that clear wax crown. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm sitting here talking like, back in the day, but I wouldn't sit and color my dice anymore. And I don't even sit and color eggs anymore. I just buy them from the store, man. I'm too busy doing other shit. So yeah,
you don't color eggs.
The older I get, what was that?
I say that's what you have grandkids for. They color the eggs for you.
There you go. So,
Child
John,
labor.
what was your geekasm this week?
Well, I mean, besides going to the con, but like I said, I watched the Artemis launch today, which actually was kind of like, it kind of like made me remember a story my mom said about how when the moon landing was, my sister was in they had their first color TV and all that stuff, and now that they're going back to the moon right now.
You mean finally going to the moon, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot.
But are they, or is this just a thinly veiled attempt in order to try to keep ahead of the Chinese? But really, the only thing that's going to happen is when we finally get there, they're going to be able to get Chinese takeout once they get down onto the boats.
Might be worth it.
I
They're just
know.
gonna come back half an hour later, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like every time,
That's the problem.
every
It was a
time we
Panda
joke about
Express,
that,
so it really wasn't that good.
every time I joke about that, I want to point out, just in case somebody doesn't know, we think they landed on the moon.
We
It's
know
not,
they
we're
landed on the moon.
fucking with each other.
There's
Yeah,
no
what
stars
was
in the
Because I've
background.
joked
What are you
around
talking
like that
about?
before, and then some people are like, "You're not a flat earther, are you?" Yeah. So
I had heard it put best
I
that the
have
better.
not been following that. But
Mhm. Go ahead, John.
come again. Oh, I was saying I haven't been following the Artemis launch.
They
I saw
launched at
most of the news I
5:34
know on it
this
today.
afternoon. Yeah,
Right, and they are going to the moon.
or
They're
around
going
it.
on the dark
They're
side.
just taking a
around the dark. Yeah,
they're
around
taking
it.
a drive
Yeah,
around the
not
block.
on it, but around it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they're
They're
going
saying
all the way around it, right? Okay.
just like with the original Apollo program, the first things that they did were just your standard flights up into low Earth orbit. Then they practiced their docking and stuff like that. Then they did a flight that went around the. I mean, I think it was an unmanned flight that first went around the moon. It's all fake. No, Kelly, just
No,
people
no,
fake it with you. Um,
I was laughing at Jonathan doing sign language for you. That's all.
Doggy.
You said docking.
Yeah, the doc,
All right.
well, hey, it's whatever's in your search history, dude. And then, but yeah, now they're doing where they go and do the circular orbit around the moon, which is considered it's the way they have it all set up that even if everything goes absolutely wrong, like Apollo 13, it is considered it's a flight that no matter what, once they get on that trajectory, no matter what, they're coming back to Earth. All right. Because the way it works, with orbital dynamics and everything like that, they're going to go, the moon is going to slingshot them back around, and they're going to be coming straight back home.
And they'll be able to go back to 1984 and save the whales, right?
Well, no, we already did.
Star
That's the
Trek,
reason
they
they're
swung
still here.
around the sun. Come on.
But
Van Allen belt, Kelly says.
yeah, there's
See,
been
my
a
problem
real
was
big,
I was trying to get info on it.
I was gonna say that there's been a real big shakeup in NASA over this last year with the new director of NASA that came in, and things are really pushing forward now because the last guy, he was doing things that I found very distasteful. Like he didn't like SpaceX that much, so he was using the bureaucracy in order to punish SpaceX. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that Elon Musk is the modern day Thomas Edison. He's no Nikola Tesla, but using the bureaucracy to punish somebody, which while he was doing that, was holding us back from excelling in our space program. That was just ass. And the way that they funneled all kinds of stuff to Boeing. And did you see the report that came out with this new NASA lead? They came out with the final report of everything that happened with the Boeing Starliner. Oh, it was harsh. It was basically classified as a level 1 catastrophic. Everything that went wrong with it, and it's not just the problems that happened with the capsule itself and the launch system. It is the whole the mindset of the Boeing company and how they were doing things and what they were letting slide and all the stuff like that. They raked them over the frickin' coals. I'll be surprised if they ever get a space contract again.
You know what? If they're dropping the ball, yeah, they need to be raked over the coals. Normally, I'd say don't destroy somebody's business over a couple accidents, but when it's a lot of accidents,
well,
yeah,
that and the fact.
But yeah,
that
my problem was because I didn't follow it much until today, and then I was like, oh, I need to watch it today for the podcast. And my problem is there was so much April Fool's shit, I didn't know what to believe. Like I didn't know.
I got
There was
caught
times
on
I
one.
went, is this
It
whole
was
launch a fucking? Is it fake? Is it? I don't know because
I got caught on an April's Fool one
I-
because
I'm in the
there
middle
was,
of one I'm caught on right now. But go ahead.
there was an article that was saying that the new TSA ruling is that all carry-on bags had to be clear. So, you know, and there was links to like clear luggage and stuff like that. So, and I was sitting there, I was like, there's no way in hell they're going to make people come through with your underwear and everything on display and all this crap like that. And then at the bottom it said, April Fools. I was like, you sons of bitches, you had me. Because I wouldn't put
I
it
had
past
full
TSA
well
to do that.
planned to make a. I had full well planned to make a fake OnlyFans page for the Scallywags today, and say we're all getting older, we can't go on the road much. We're doing this OnlyFans. And I had this whole sell for it, and I was gonna. Of course, I didn't get to it, but the one that today that they announced was just for Ghostbusters. Wendy's is doing a Ghostbusters Frosty. I was like, cool. I'm gonna check out their Slimer Frosty. Get me a cup, whatever, that kind of shit. Every fucking comment everywhere is it's fake. It's you're an idiot. It's April Fools. And then Ghostbusters.com news does it, and they're reporting it like it's real. You go to Wendy's website, it says it's real, but everybody says it's fake. So I have no idea if it's a thing or not. I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow and check it out.
Well,
I
the one
literally
that got
can't find.
the one that got me
I'm trying
today
to remember.
is, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to remember. There have been a few things that started off as April Fool kind of joke things online that have actually turned out to be real things. You know,
Yeah.
they garnered so much support that everybody went, no, we want them. Make it happen. And if I remember correctly, one of them was the Tesla flamethrower.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, and basically
Yep.
all they did was just repurpose a brush starter. All right, that's all they
Yeah.
did.
I've got one sitting out in the yard, or not in the yard, in the garage.
You got a SpaceX one?
No.
I mean, you got a
I've got
Tesla one?
No. I've got a flamethrower for burning
Yeah.
fields and shit out in the garage. It's the same thing they used
Oh yeah.
and modified or whatever. Yeah, you can go to Harbor Freight and pick them up and shit. Damn it, I
3D
can't remember
print
what I was-
one.
it probably.
A new case.
No, I think that is what is set up inside of the dragon's mouth. That big dragon I've got that blows fire. I think that's what's set
Yeah.
up inside of there. Is just one of those. But yeah, what were you saying was the one that got you, John?
The one that got me today is it was actually in a game. I play Star Trek Online, and they replaced all the sound effects with people going pew pew pew, zoom zoom zoom. I was like, what the hell?
That's kinda cool.
That would
So-
be
I
fun.
will say, this is the first one in a while that I didn't see a punch a fucking Firefly reboot stuff though. That's kind
Because
of nice.
because it's happening.
It's kind of getting one. Yeah, it's kind of getting one. So
Well, at
maybe
this
people
point,
just-
I'm sorry, all of the actors, it's been 20 years almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be the same. I mean, I say
It
that,
would-
but look at Star Trek. They're trying to do Star Trek Legacy, where basically they're wheeling out these actors in freaking wheelchairs and stuff like that, and going, "All right, now fight some Klingons." And I'm like, no.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Anyhow,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to complain. We are 24 minutes over though. So
Yeah, we are.
and
We need to tie this up. We all need to go get.
we
dinner.
just got into talk. I didn't even ask you a bunch of questions about Planet, man.
What are you talking
Did you
about?
get to
We
go to
talked about
cosplay, by the way?
Planet Star Wars.
Do what?
Well, I want to ask a couple I want to ask a couple specific questions, which I won't worry about so much. But did you get to make it to the cosplay contest?
I did not. They had it
Okay.
on the Pez stage specifically, and it was like right during a couple of the panels that I attended.
They had cosplay on the Pez
They
stage.
moved it to the Pez stage. They did not have it on the main stage this year.
Wow, that had to be tight. How much?
And then they did
seating?
it like Saturday night.
Because one year we were there, we did the cosplay on the main stage, and then we also did an additional cosplay in the downtown concert area. And even that was way bigger than what the Pez stage could handle. Because normally Pez stage seats maybe 150 people. That's crazy.
I'll be honest with you. It could threw me off too. But
And
yeah,
I'm gonna look that up because like we'd be doing
if Dustin's still
cosplay.
in here,
That's
maybe he might know.
2,000 people in cosplay compared to 150. So
No, I'm
what's
sorry.
up?
Okay. Mike says that they did have the one saying that Shepherd Book will be played by Nicolas Cage. I'm sorry, but we
No
have
way.
decided as a society that the only actor who's allowed to do blackface is Robert Downey Jr. All right.
Yeah.
So it's got to be Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, there's no way. Now, and besides, because the animated, it's a continuation, and it's not prequel stuff. I mean, Shepard's gone.
It is in between of the series and the Serenity movie. That's what
is it? I guess I didn't.
That's the reason they're bringing back Wash.
Well, then somebody will have to play Book for sure.
Well, they'll probably get someone to do the voice of Book, but if you remember, even before, Book had left before, Serenity. He was already gone off the boat.
Yeah, but as a Firefly fan,
yeah,
if they continue on with these characters, 100%, and you can argue this with me all day long, they have to go into Book's past. I know they did in the comic books and shit, but that was just one of the big cliffhangers that never got answered in the series, in the movie.
They were building up to it so much in the series. There was so many things that were just like little hidden details. The Bible's kind of fuzzy about shooting them in the knees. All right. And all this stuff like that. And, use his ID. Then all of a sudden he's greenlit getting the medical attention that he needs. Yeah. It was just so much stuff
that we never got. And I'll be honest, I never read the comics to find out. Everybody's like, it's in the comics. I'm like, I don't want to ruin it for me. They'll put it in a movie or something one day, and that's what I need to see.
What do you want to bet? This is just me thinking how these things work. What do you want to bet that Book was on the opposite side of Mal? All right.
Oh, sure.
And but Mal's going to find out that the reason certain bad things happened was because Book made it happen. He was the one that decided these bad things are going to happen to the enemy. I mean, and that's, and he felt so bad about it. Then he went and joined the clergy.
Maybe he was in charge of Serenity Pass.
Yeah.
He was in charge of the whole thing.
What was that, John?
I said maybe he was in charge of the attack on Serenity Pass. Maybe he was the commander.
It's got to be something like that he didn't. But it's just one of the biggest questions I always had of the series. It just, it felt like that was like his primary storyline was that. What was his past? Mm-hmm. Well, I think we all talked about that more than we did about anything he was going to do in the future. So if they don't address it, I'll just be real sad on that. But I couldn't see him putting Nick Cage playing Book. That just wouldn't seem right.
No.
I think people would get mad just because a white actor is playing. I know we do it in other animes and stuff, but I think people would get upset.
April Fools.
April Fools, yeah.
Yeah, it was April Fools. Don't worry. I mean, Nicolas Cage, no. Now,
if they came out today and said, April Fools, the anime series isn't happening, I would go, fucking, yep, figure, I would about guessed.
They would be lynched.
Yeah. Yeah, they would be.
Yeah.
And I get the idea of the age thing, because I was even watching just yesterday, they were talking about Uncharted and how Nathan Fillion, if you've never seen it, watch the little independent YouTube Uncharted that Nathan Fillion did, because that should have been the Uncharted movie we got. But he was getting too old, and I do get it.
Well, it's like I so wanted Dr. Horrible 2.
Yeah.
But even just like 5-6 years after that, I was like, okay, that window has shut. They cannot make a Dr. Horrible 2 now because that window is shut. I'm sorry.
If they do, they have to do it in a very different way with like a next generation kind of thing and maybe some cameos And at that point, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I want to see a Firefly with a new cast. I might.
No. No, it's
Oh, you know
like
what?
You mean a remake?
well, like
Yeah.
the time that they remade Rocky Horror. That was just an abomination. And they
Yeah.
keep making
they-
sounds like they want to redo The Princess Bride, but we would literally burn whatever
People
production
would.
company that is to the ground if they tried to redo The Princess Bride.
But you can do stuff with another cast. I mean, like Star Trek's a great example. Star Trek Next Generation worked out just fine, and it was a new Star Trek with a new.
That's a continuation.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
talking about. Like Firefly,
That's not a
with
remake.
another crew. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like just a continuation, a different crew of people in the verse. You know, that
Mhm.
kind of thing. I don't know. It would have to be the right, because the verse is great, but it's such a character-driven show that they had the right actors for. You
Mhm.
couldn't just put any actors in it and go, oh, well, the universe is like Star Wars. The universe is so cool. We'll just throw these actors in. It'll be fine. You
Well-
got to have good actors, or it, because the personalities. is
And
what
the
we're
thing
gonna
is,
follow.
you cannot do a one-to-one replacement. All right, you can't say, okay, this is the new Mal, this is the new Inara, this is the new Zoe. You
Like
can't
Star Trek
do it
does
like
all the
that.
time.
No, you because if you do, then they will never live up to it. All right. They were basically able to get away with it partially on the Star Trek, Kelvinverse, because it had been so long, and they were rebooting it. But
See,
And then
I feel
they
Star Trek's
closed
done it a
it.
lot. Like they always, again, 2016 Ghostbusters you're talking about. That's what they did, and that was a bad thing.
well,
Like
and that
that's
was one
obviously
thing.
the ones. That's obviously the Egon.
I kept waiting for them to try to fall into those molds, and they never fell into those molds.
Little bits of pieces, but yeah,
Well, yeah,
I
a
mean,
little bit, but not really. Not
but
really.
then like Star Trek to me is like almost every iteration of I see of it, I go, okay, that's definitely the Spock character.
Yep.
That's definitely the Worf style character. That's definitely the and Next Gen really tried to do some
Well,
of that
now-
for sure. But
Okay, this is us going off on tangents.
yeah,
Sorry,
well, I
everybody.
know we only got a minute,
All
so
right. No, all right. So if you look at Next Gen, all right. Yes, you had the Captain Kirk. Yes, you had the Spock. There was no Worf in the first one.
there was no
And
they
TOS.
advanced. It's not 100%, but
Yeah,
definitely
but,
characters they tried to.
but you're always. But some of that is a constraint of the vehicle that you're using. The fact that you're on a ship, you're always going to have an engineer. You're always going to have a captain. You're always going to have this stuff. But that's what makes it so episodic. That's what makes your standard police procedurals and stuff like that. You're always going to have the captain yelling at them. You're always going to have all this stuff like that. These are tropes that they keep utilizing. But
But it does feel like there's very much a
if they try
Spock
to
character
redo-
in everyone.
yeah, if they try to redo my freaking Princess Bride, I'm going to go freaking ballistics. That's all I'm saying.
Like we said,
At all.
Muppets can do it, and that's Muppets
Yeah,
or maybe
Muppets.
Lego version, and that would be it. But it's got to be
Yeah.
a Lego version with as many of the original cast doing the voices as we can get.
No Lego.
No Lego.
Lego can't do it. No, it's got to be
Why not?
Muppets. Only Muppets.
I would rather have Muppets, but
yeah, Sweetums is the giant.
Yeah, Sweetums. Yeah, definitely. No, the problem with Lego is Lego as a stop motion, and it's too hard. All right, it's plastic. I mean, that's what it is. You're stop motioning plastic, and I'm sorry, Princess Bride is not plastic.
well, they're
Excuse
not
me, guys.
Muppets either. But
Hey,
Yeah.
but Muppets are softer. All right. There's just a look to them, a feel to it. It's softer, it's fuzzier. You can get the warm fuzzies about Muppets that you can't get about Legos.
I give it to you. Yeah, I give it to you.
Damn straight you're going to give it
I
to me.
would still
'Cause
entertain.
I
I'm
may
still
not
entertained
die
by
on this hill, but somebody's going to die on this hill. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
Well, I can see
another Rob Reiner
Kermit is the
is an ego.
the main
or is,
character. He's the Dread
no,
Pirate
see,
Roberts.
See, we thought about this, but I'm pretty sure that it's got to be Miracle Max. him and Miss Piggy as Miracle Max and Miracle Max's wife.
We did an episode on this about a year or so ago where we
Yeah,
just
did.
talked
So did.
and we talked about all the options. Like
Oh yeah,
Pepe could be a great Inigo Montoya.
he
You know?
is Inigo Montoya. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's the only option. But that
Gonzo?
brings us back to the our whole
I don't know if we had a Gonzo.
Who'd you have
600
Gonzo?
man, maybe.
what are you talking
Did we
about?
use Gonzo?
He would be the Sicilian.
Oh, that would be he'd be good.
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
We had somebody good in mind for the Sicilian, though, I thought.
Well,
It
but
wasn't-
it brings us back to the complaint that we had back then is we do not have enough fleshed out female Muppet characters. You have Miss Piggy. I mean, she is such a
Yes.
powerhouse that almost every other female character is completely eclipsed by Miss Piggy. She's almost too much of a powerhouse.
I think the general public would know Janice, but
Oh, yeah.
a lot of the other female Muppets, you're right, people would go like, I don't know who that is. And most of them wouldn't even know it was Janice. They just go, oh, the from Electric Mayhem or
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Muppet band, the girl from the Muppet band or something, but yeah. I don't know. That's a whole nother fucking fantasy for another day. We probably ought to get this. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're over half an hour over. All right, gentlemen.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Say
Hey,
good night
thanks for
to
coming on,
everybody.
man. It's good seeing you, John.
Night,
Night.
everybody.
We'll talk to you guys later. Oh, hey, don't log out just yet, John.
Okay.
Yeah.